Biggles Bytes. This week we are doing Brand New Day because we are waiting on book 6 of Daikatana, so we're doing Brand New Day. We're only doing the first chapter though. So if you've seen the anime, it is going to be episode 5. So let me know if you've seen the anime. I want to know. This starts off with Greenhorn Warrior and Apprentice Paladin, I believe is her name, and it starts off with them in the sewers fighting some rats, right? So we have them fighting the rats in the sewers, and Greenhorn Warrior loses his sword inside of a rat, and then they have to run away because there are roaches coming for them. So they ran out, lost his sword. Roach ends up eating his sword that you find out later. Then you have them going in and trying to find a weapon because they have no money. They talk to the other people that they know from, I guess, training around or being around the town. So they go there, and then they run into the witch and Spearman, and he offers to give them a weapon, but he's too weak to hold them, and a magical weapon wouldn't be good for them. So she takes out a candle that would help them find the weapon. Now they also need to find a weapon, and they run into Goblin Slayer, and they run into Priestess. After talking to Guild Girl, they go in and find out what would be a good way to beat rats, and Goblin Slayer's like, I assume it would work the same way. Get a club and beat them, and you won't have to worry about your sword getting dull, and you can kill more enemies with a club. And oh yeah, and Apprentice Paladin also thinks Greenhorn Warrior smells really bad, and if he doesn't bathe and she doesn't wash her clothes or wash his clothes to get the stink out, people are going to think she starts smelling too, which I think is kind of funny. Then they go back in and they kill a couple of rats with the clubs, and he's like, hey, this really works. And they come across a giant rat, or not a giant rat, a giant roach that has the sword inside of its stomach after the candle starts burning, and they fight that off. And then you see some cool little fights here. This is him beating the rat, I think. And then they come back, and that basically ends it. So I actually really like Brand New Day because it's little side stories that's going on in the world. There's also a scene that, so if you remember in Daikatana, they stay in the stables. The guys stay in the stables. Well, that's where Greenhorn Warrior stays, is in the stables. So it's really cool that it's still something that they do in the Four Cornered World. Adventurers stay in the stables when they can't afford lodging. So I think that's totally cool how they have continuity between all the series. I like learning about the other characters outside of Goblin Slayer's party. It's interesting because every character in here has like different stories and why they do what they do. And you get to see how other characters shine throughout interacting with other characters. So I really like A Brand New Day. There's 2 of them as far as I know. I haven't seen a third one, but there's at least 2 of them. And I believe it's a total of 10 chapters. There's like 4 stories in this one and an interlude. So that might be, I haven't actually read the last one yet, so I don't know exactly what the interlude is, but there's at least 4 chapters in here, and we'll go over chapter 2 in the next week. But I just really like the interactions between all the characters, and I love knowing the side characters in the story of Goblin Slayer, because Greenhorn Warrior and Apprentice Paladin, you see them a lot on screen, and in season 2 they have a bigger role than they did in season 1. So I like how they took this from the anime and put it in the anime. If you haven't read Brand New Day, I would give it a shot. I really like it. I enjoy it a lot. So I'll see you next time. Bye.